Yo, welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert. Last time we continued case 3, finished up the investigation, we went to trial. Things were not going too well for us. But then this guy, this little goober, showed up out of nowhere and is actually helping us, it seems like. But yeah, and now we're cross-examining him. We have to see... Okay. I forget what the interpret button really does. Is it like when his thoughts contradict what he's saying? This? Objection! Yeah. Mr. Cuthbert, I know you have a flair for the dramatic, but please don't shout such things at the man with the giant axe. Your Honor, I believe the witness knows more about the arrested individual than he's letting on. Oh? Mr. Cuthbert. But the way the judge was looking at me, I'd have thought I was putting my head between the jaws of a lion. But it didn't matter who stood in my way, a noble, the Grand General, or the King himself. My mother may have been God, but there were still people I cared about in Ornax. I wouldn't let the city I grew up in become the site of another one of his bloody massacres. Lucius Tillman, I think you know the individuals you arrested I think you know the individuals you arrested aren't what they were reported to be. You know that they weren't guilty of treason. That's correct. What? What?
Objection!
Grand General, are you admitting that you arrested these individuals with the knowledge that the charges were false? I never said that I arrested them for treason. I said that I took them into custody. But for what reason, Grand General? This Phantom seems to be targeting certain individuals for some unknown reason. They seem to have targeted both Stefanik Draken and the workers' unions as well. Grand General, there's no evidence that it is the truth, and the evidence must be found. Your Honor, suspend this trial to give the defense and prosecution time to investigate the crime further. Of course, Grand General. As per the Grand General's request, I'll be suspending this trial. Court proceedings for this case will resume tomorrow morning. Okay, well, I should have fucking ended the episode there last time. Make it the next day. Court proceedings will resume Wednesday morning. Court is adjourned. Man, he's a chill guy. He's a chiller. So, out with it. What? You look like you want to say something. If I didn't know any better, I would think that you tried to help us back there. I can't imagine you care all that much about workers' right or my client. I have my reasons. This thief stole something quite important from an Imperial ship this morning. Right, your daughter mentioned that it was a threat to national security. It is in my best interest for the item to be found and this misleading Phantom brought to justice. But most importantly, I want to know who they are working for. Are you insinuate that it isn't you? Is that what you think? Honestly, I didn't know what to think at this point. You always seem to arrive at the truth when no one else will. I've read the court transcripts from your past cases, so I already had some suspicions, and they were all but confirmed when you cross-examined me today. Oh, he knows! You will figure out what happened this morning, and you will use your eye to do so. Tense for a moment. Why did he phrase it like that? His thoughts were so easy to read during his testimony. Was this some kind of test? Yeah, obviously. Well, I'm sure someone like you would have a great use for an eye like mine. I'm so sorry. I did not mean it like... I understood what you meant. Well, get to work then. I'll be waiting for your result. I don't take orders from you, General. Yet you will still do what I have asked. It's in your nature. I exhaled heavily. The more this mystery unraveled, the more uncertain I became of everything. I really wish Mr. Moore was here to help me. I could feel a migraine coming on. Hey, are you okay? Yeah, I think I'm just a little exhausted. It's pretty late, so we just head back to the inn and continue the investigation tomorrow? No, I want to take another look at the refinery before the Inquisition gets there. The throbbing pain in my skull seemed to disagree with that course of action. Is it fucking Eris that's like trying to mind control you? Oh, wait, is that what's going on? Because Celeste has been saying since the beginning that we've been acting strange, right? And we've been getting like these weird like effects sometimes. Is this Eris trying to mind control us? Yeah, no, we're heading back to the inn. I'm fine, really. Tyrion, I know you're anxious about the trial, but you need to get some rest. I felt a tinge of irritation, but I knew she was just looking out for me. But I couldn't rest now, not with that serial thief on the loose. So it's fine. It's not. You're going to work yourself. Would you just stay out of my way? Once again, my voice came out louder than I meant for it to. Fine, whatever. Do what you want. It was all because I returned to Ornax. I was just dredging up emotions that needed to stay buried. There was all the more reasons to get through this trial as soon as possible. The soreness in my head didn't seem to be going away anytime soon. She was right. I'd be better off investigating the scene after some rest. As the night went on, I found myself falling into another nightmare. What the? A knock rang out on the door leading to Tamora Law offices. Ruby Tamora let out an irritated grumble. Who the hell was bothering her after hours? I don't know who you think you are, but She froze when she saw Frey's son standing at her door. His bright blonde hair was covered in dirt and grime. The clothes that she'd seen Frey sew for him were tattered and torn. He looked like he hadn't eaten anything in days. He just stared blankly at her. What? What are you doing here? How did you even get here? I walked. What? We need to call someone. We need to get you back home. There's nothing there for me. This was her fault. If she'd just taken that deal, his mother would still be alive. If he'd just taken that deal. Are you going to keep fighting the nobility? His words came out weakly. He sounded like a ghost. What? Mr. Moore, are you going to keep fighting them? Look, that's not important. We need to get you some help. I want to help you fight them. Tyrion, please, just let me help you. Hi. Look, just come inside. We need to get you something to eat, then we can get you cleaned up. The boy said nothing as he clutched the final message that his mother had left him. It was the last comforting memory I'd ever have of her. It was something that I'd never experience again. Mom. It was another nightmare. It'd been a while since I thought about that day. The nightmares were getting worse and worse. I really needed to get this case done with it as soon as I could. Hey, are you up? Yeah. I feel like I should say something to her after what happened yesterday, but the words didn't come to me. Let's get to work. Yeah. We missed him yesterday, but Crown Prince Astor supposedly saw what happened to Justin during the accident. What? Did he? When was that said? He might have seen something that Rika missed. I had no idea what the Crown Prince helped me back at the Von Sanctus Manor, but he seemed more amicable to us than I'd have expected. But finding him in this life today was another matter. I was sure he was hidden away somewhere. There's also something else that still wasn't mentioned during the trial. Several years ago, Miss Tudor was part of a band of thieves who had frequently robbed shipments addressed to Von Sanctus Industries. Our group was eventually arrested, and she only avoided a sentence to the dungeons by taking a plea deal. She was coincidentally present when the robbery occurred, and she's a registered mage. Not to mention that her little gang all those years ago used that same name. Rico is supposedly part of a band of thieves, and the tests all those years ago seem to be similar to that of the Phantom. You think one of them is involved in all of this? I think so, but I don't know why she wouldn't speak up about it if it was related to the case. We'll probably have to talk to her next. After all, I thought it would be easy to get an audience with— oh, hello. Astor the Wyvern Guard. As we exited our room, we suddenly came face to face with the Crown Prince. We all stood there stunned. What was he doing staying at the tavern for commoners? Your Highness. Tyrion Cuthbert. You know who I am? That wasn't usually a good sign. I do. I know you very well. Tyrion Cuthbert, the prodigy of the infamous Ruby Tomorrow. I'm your biggest fan! What? I can't believe it. The infamous Tyrion Cuthbert is standing right in front of my tavern room. What? I've read all about your feats, Mr. Cuthbert. You successfully indicted the head of House Pierce. You didn't think twice about confronting a member of House Frege, and you even defeated the Duke of Commerce in the chess tournament yesterday. Is it bad that I've become numb to the surprise this week? And you must be Celeste McCoy, Tyrion's first client and the Crimson Demon of the Eastern Kingdoms. How did you find out about that name? The Crimson what? Ugh. Anyways, Your Highness, is it true that you witnessed the accident yesterday morning? Yes, I did. Are you going to interrogate me about what I saw? I'll answer whatever questions you have. Okay. The Crown Prince of Wyvern Guard's royal family and next in line to the throne. Despite his status, he seems to be a big admirer of me and Mr. Morrow. He appears to hate the injustices perpetrated by the nobility as much as I do. That's good. First Lucius Stillman, and now the Crown Prince. Why were so many of my supposed enemies being so agreeable this week? I just let out an exasperated sigh. I shouldn't look this gift horse in the mouth. Is this your room, Master? Yes, it's quite cozy. I'm very pleased with how much personality craftsmanship has. It's nothing like any of the resorts I've stayed at. It's far more rustic. Wait. Why does she sound different this time? Does she sound like that because she's mad at us? The previous time she said it, she sounded more like enthusiastic. That's a nice detail if that's it. It's an attorney's runestone. It's proof that you're a certified attorney. I've never seen one of these up close before. Really? I thought the Crown Prince would be the first person to have a runestone like this. I have a runestone, but it's not an attorney's runestone. Finally, someone that understands the difference. Yeah, we don't have any spells yet, huh? I can't believe I'm meeting Tyrion Cuthbert. I appreciate the admiration, but I don't see what's special about me. Well, I've been an admirer of Ruby Tomorrow for a while, but your story is far more inspiring. You rose above the tragedy that befell your mother and became a force against the nobility. How do you know about that? I read about your story in the paper, a grieving child who walked into the woods in despair. That story made quite an impression on me. When I saw the story of Miss McCoy's trial, I recognized you immediately. I'm so glad that you survived. Oh yeah, she doesn't know, I guess. I never imagined I'd meet the Crimson Demon of the Eastern Kingdoms. Okay, how the hell did you find out about that nickname? Oh, my position at the Crown Prince makes me privy to stories like that. What is the Crimson Demon, anyways? I don't want to talk about it. I decided to drop the subject. Is Ruby tomorrow here as well? I was wondering if you could put in a good word for me. I've been wanting her autograph. You're the Crown Prince. Couldn't you just ask her yourself? I've tried, but the last time I saw her, she had very strong words for me. That didn't make sense. She had more animosity towards the aristocracy than I did. I heard about your chess match with the Duke of Commerce. I wish I could have seen it myself. There wasn't much to see. For all his arrogance, the Duke was a pushover. That just makes me regret it more. I would have loved to see that weasel put in his place. Isn't he one of the kingdom's dukes? I thought you two would be more amicable. No one knows more about the oppression of the Four Pillars than I do. What? Doesn't care. I don't think he would care about any of these. I guess Justin? Nope. Arya? Lady Stillwin. I'm glad to see my fiancée is going into her role. What? She never told me she was engaged to the Crown Prince. She did. I think you just forgot. She definitely said that. I wouldn't blame her. She's not exactly pleased with her arrangement. That woman despises me. What? Their marriage is purely political. Wait to unify the royal family with the upper brass of the military. I admire her desire to bring prosperity to the common folk, but I unfortunately seem to represent everything she hates about this kingdom. She can't even stand speaking to me. Every time I'm around her, she can barely contain her contempt. Oh no. But I've made my peace with that. She's always cared more about her duty than anything else. When I take the throne, I'll build her a compassionate kingdom that she can take pride in. I really wanted to believe him, but I knew better than to trust empty promises like that. I guess only time will tell what kind of ruler he would be. Corlene Sybil, the Minister of Justice. Doesn't sound like you have a high opinion of her. She's the most powerful of the Four Pillar Lords, but she's also the most apathetic. Our system of governance is broken. She has the power to change it, yet she and her House of Lords do nothing. If you care so much, you have the ability to change it. You're part of the royal family, for crying out loud. One would think that, wouldn't they? Okay. I would appreciate if you didn't speak of the Grand General unless necessary. I take it you don't care for him? How could I? My heart aches for the innocent people he slaughtered. All because of these supposed insurrections. If you really feel that strongly about it, why hasn't the royal family done anything to stop him? House Stillwin controls the only military force equipped to maintain order in Ravengard. I can't say more, but their mages are also the only thing standing between us and a war with the other kingdoms. They are our greatest assets, while also being our greatest failure. I've read a lot of stories about the Crown Prince in the paper, but they never mention you by name. That's intentional. I prefer not to have my name associated with my title. You've done a lot of charity work for the less fortunate, haven't you? Yes, we've hosted so many fundraisers for them. You're not a fan of fundraisers. I'm not a fan of aristocrats who think they can alleviate their guilt by giving me their spare gold. Okay, you're a very woke prince. So, Your Highness, please, there's no need for that. Just call me Aster. He couldn't be serious, could he? After I got a good look at him, he looked sincere, a little too sincere. He carried himself with the poise of a royal, but there was also a warm kindness and humility in his eyes. He sounded too good to be true, but maybe I was just too jaded by the other aristocrats I met. What is the Crown Prince doing in a tavern like this, anyway? The Kingsguard were being far too overbearing. They were insistent that I return to the capital, but I've been planning this trip to Ornax for days. I found an opportunity to sneak away from them, and I hired a guide to show me around the city. Are we talking about Nora Morrison? Ah yes, Mr. Morrison. He told me quite a lot about the industrial complexities of Ornax, and even more about the workers' unions. Is it really okay for you to disappear like that? The Kingsguard are probably freaking out over losing track of you. They worry far too much. I can take care of myself. I might not look it, but I'm one of the most powerful mages in this kingdom. That sounds awfully cocky, don't you think? You think so? There's so much optimism behind those eyes. How sheltered was this guy? Anyways, Mr. Morrison told us you were present when the accident occurred. It was quite dreadful what happened. We only have one witness who actually saw Justin fall into the vat. I was wondering if you saw anything she didn't. I didn't see much, I'm afraid. It all happened very quickly. If you weren't yelling at that animal, I might not have even noticed him. Was an animal up on the catwalk too? It looked to be some kind of hairless rodent, but it was abnormally large. Is that who she saw? Is that who she thought he was talking to? A hairless rodent? I think he may have been trying to catch it. He even grabbed it at one point. Was he facing towards Draken's office when he was yelling at this rodent? I think so. Noah pointed out the office window earlier. It allowed Stefanik to oversee the refinery. Did you see anyone else up on the catwalk? No, my view of the catwalk was limited by my position. This is so weird. she didn't see him? She didn't see the fucking crown prince of the kingdom, like, standing right next to her? I guess she just left when it happened. This is so strange. What the fuck were you doing there? This whole time I thought Justin had been yelling at the Phantom, but it turned out he was just yelling at a rat. It seemed that the only person who spotted the thief that day was Justin. What do you mean? I'm so confused. When you're talking he, you're talking about Justin, right? This whole time I thought Justin had been yelling at the Phantom, but it turned out he was just yelling at the rat. It seemed that the only person who spotted the thief that day was Justin. Why do you think that? What makes you think that Justin saw the Phantom, or the thief? Because the only reason you had to believe that was that your friend, what was her name? Was that Mosorica saw him talking with someone, and then at the moment he fell. But if it turns out that he was just yelling at a rat, you have absolutely no reason to think that he spotted the thief, right? This is very strange to me. I don't know. This feel like it doesn't follow at all. I don't know. Did you see the moment that Justin fell on? Was he pushed off the catwalk by a spell? I'm not quite sure, but I definitely saw something magical. There's a flash of magical light centered on his position. The magical energy took the ship by a prism before blowing apart the guardrail. Justin lost his balance afterwards and fell into the vat. Do you see what the spell looked like? Do you think you could identify it for us? The problem is that I'm almost sure it wasn't a spell. It was the effect of some sort of artificery. Yeah, that's what I've been saying from the beginning. How can you be so sure? It's difficult for someone who's not a mage to understand. When a mage casts a spell, they draw in or harness the aether from within their own body. Artificery, on the other hand, draws aether from the natural ley lines that run through the ground. I'm someone who has practiced arcane magic for my entire life. I slowly learned how to sense how aether moves around me. You can do that too? I thought I was the only one. Oh, that talent is quite a rarity, even among the royal family. I suppose I shouldn't expect anything less from the Crimson Demon. Stop calling me that. So you could feel the aether was moving towards the source of that spell. So it was quite distinct because of how high up he was. I could sense the aether rising out of the ground to his position on the catwalk. So the guardrail was broken apart by this artificery. Is that why there weren't any traces of magic up there? No, artificery simply replicates the effect of an arcane spell. They leave traces of magic just like spells cast by a mage do. Oh. Okay, okay, sure. I thought it wouldn't, but okay. That also means our culprit wasn't necessarily a mage. Anyone could have used a device like that. Not necessarily. What do you mean? The amount of aether being drawn was considerable. It was of a much higher quantity than what most artificery devices are capable of. Whatever that device was, it was quite advanced and dangerous. Something like that wouldn't be commonly available to the public. The military would definitely have access to a weapon like that too. I pointed to Lucius Stillman, but that just made his actions during the trial all the more bizarre. I'm so confused, like, what kind of artificery would create a giant prism and then destroy, like, only a specific part of the handrail and not touch anything else? Because it didn't harm Justin, it didn't harm any other part of the guardrail, it didn't harm any other part of the catwalk. It only destroyed that one specific part of the guardrail. But it was a giant prism that expanded. Like that, it's so strange. What can you tell me about Grand General Steeland? The Grand General is a difficult man to speak of. In recent days, his name also carries the weight of thousands of slaughtered innocents. I take it you don't care much for him? Not many do. Even the most heartless monster would see little sense in his bloody conquest in the countryside. I was surprised when he took this stand at the trial yesterday, but I'm sure it's just another plot to undermine the other pillar families. I had really hoped my arranged marriage to Lady Steeland would sate his thirst for power, but it seems to have just made it worse. Wait, what did you just say? Ah, of course, I suppose most outside of the nobility wouldn't be aware of it. My father and the Grand General have arranged for me to marry Lady Steeland. We just talked about this. What? She never told me she was engaged to a crown prince. Okay, this is the same conversation. Esther, I've been hearing an awful lot about how the serial robber stole that item from your ship. How that the Kingsguard have been scrambling around trying to find it. Okay. I thought the stolen item was this, but it isn't, because this is to Von Sanctus Industries. That isn't his ship. I'm so confused. Would you be able to tell me what they stole? I don't know. I've been having a lot of trouble pinning down what the thief was after. If they infiltrated your ship, they're taking a gigantic risk. They wouldn't have done that without a good reason. They stole several high-capacity arcane crystals attuned to the School of Evocation. Arcane crystals are pretty common, aren't they? They're what draw and provide power to artificer devices. Wait, wasn't that... Okay. The problem is that they're attuned to Evocation, the most raw and destructive school of magic. Artificer that uses Evocation is heavily supervised by the Kingdom, and most devices that use them are extremely weak. Those crystals were a shipment to the rest of Von Sanctus Industries. Okay, so it is this one. Okay. It is this one for sure, 100%. Okay. Those crystals were a shipment to the rest of Von Sanctus Industries. They were meant to be received at the port and used to contract weapons for use by the military. I guess I'm just confused why your personal ship is being used to send shipments of crystals to like another company, but whatever. Are these crystals really that valuable? They have a large capacity to channel evocation magic. They're extremely potent at unleashing energy. In the wrong hands, it could produce an explosion with the power to level an entire block of the city. They seem to be making note of everyone in the city. Okay. And there have been mass reports of insurrection here too. Whether those reports are true or not, my teeth clench at the thought of what someone might do with those crystals. It was even worse to think about what the Grand General might do to stop that from happening. Okay, I think that answers all my questions. Thank you, Aster. Of course, I'm just happy to help. I was hoping that the Crown Prince had spotted the thief, but all he saw was some hairless rodent. I would just need to look into my other leads and hope that would lead somewhere. Either way, it was time to move somewhere else. Are you still mad at me? She didn't seem to key on talking at the moment. Damn. I stepped through the doors of the cafe and found it completely empty. Rika was sitting near the kitchen, somberly looking out the window. Hi, Rika. Oh, hey, Tyrion. What, no grand declarations from the Dark Lord of Oranax? I'm not really in the mood for that today. I scratched my head and scanned the empty restaurant. I never knew what to say in these situations. Can we talk? I still need help with the case. Sure. It's an attorney's runestone. It proves that I'm a certified attorney. It's fitted with artificery. I can use it. I think we've already done this. Yeah, we've already done this. Trial. I'm sorry about what happened during the trial. I didn't know Tyrion would pull your record like that. So I came to help you and Mr. Drac again. I would have done it again if I had to. I'm really sorry about this. I know it's really none of my business, but I need to know this for the case. Was what Tyrion said about you true? Rika, I think the Misleading Phantom is the person who hit Justin with that spell yesterday. And it could be someone you used to work with. That's impossible. How can you be so sure? It's just not. Rika, Tyrion, I'm not going to talk about this. I couldn't blame her for being so defensive. I'd be a hypocrite if I did. I need to know more about these thieves she used to run with. I'll need to persuade her to tell me the truth. Oh, okay. So I don't have the profile filled out, so I can't do this yet. I need to like present stuff to her, right? Like fill out the bar. Thanks for telling me about what happened, Rika. I know that must have been difficult. Yeah, I really do hope it helps. It would have been nice if you told us you were safe in Rat Home. Sorry, I was too focused on getting prevent for the inability. And after a while, I just felt like too much time had passed. Yeah, well, you're here now. We should make the most of it. I'm holding you to that adventure after all this is over. She knew something about the Misleading Phantom, but she obviously wasn't keen on sharing. I need to persuade her in an argument if I want to get anywhere. Maybe I need to get the like evidence somewhere else. She really doesn't have anything to say, huh? I really hold up to Mr. Drac again. Invested in you despite your brushes with the law. I must have a lot of faith in you. You think so? Well, your cooking is amazing. I love your breakfast wraps. Yeah, I'm really proud of how those turned out. I really hope he gets out of this. Oh, okay. I hope Noah's okay. Yeah, those nights were a little rough with him. Is he okay? Yeah, he's just a little shaken up. He's been trying to get to the King's Guard to reveal where his friends were taken. Right, I suppose Lucius Stillman is the last person I trust with my friends' lives. He's really gone, isn't he? Sorry, I shouldn't have. It's okay, I know you're doing your best to help Mr. Drac again. It's just hard to accept, you know? Part of me wishes this really was all an accident. It might be, honestly. But someone attacked, and I don't even know why. Thanks for telling me about what happened, Rika. I know it must have been difficult. Yeah, I really do hope it helps. It would have been nice if you told us you were... Okay, this is the same. Anything else of the papers, never even met. All I know is that I'm paying him a lot of taxes. Okay. How was living with Ruby tomorrow? And the way the paper wrote about her, she doesn't sound like the kind of person that could have raised a 10-year-old. Those are just baseless rumors being spread by the nobility. They're just trying to discredit her in the public eye. That makes sense. They better sound like some ruthless maniac who'll do whatever it takes to win. I wanted to deny that, so why didn't I? Celeste, I love your sword. Is that bone? Yeah, how do you know? I could tell by the texture. I've held some really exotic blades being sold by some of the traveling merchants here. Yeah, it was carved from the bones of a purple worm. It's unbreakable. I want one. I'm sure you can find your own sword from those traveling merchants. I said I held those blades. Affording them is another matter. You really know how to command a presence in the courtroom. I kinda have to if I want to get anywhere. Each session starts with the entire room convinced that the defendant is guilty. Glad there are people out there who will do what it takes to deliver justice. I think you and Mr. Draken have something in common there. Okay, so she really, really likes Draken. I needed to know more about the people that Marcerca used to run with, and I couldn't ignore what Dylan said during the trial. Supposedly, the Mistwing Phantom's thefts were similar to the theft she took part in all those years ago. She was holding something back. I just needed to convince her to tell me. Marcerca Tudor's criminal past is a sore subject for her. She knew you 10 years ago, and she clearly trusts you. Use logic to explain why you need this information. If logic isn't possible, sincerity may be enough because of your shared past. Okay. Tyrion, I don't want to talk about this. Can you just let this go? Someone killed your friend. Are you seriously not going to tell me what I need to know? Okay, that's really bad. I can imagine it's a difficult subject. I'll understand if you don't want to share. I need this information if I want to save Doki-Doki and find out who killed Justin. Probably this one, right? And I'm asking a lot, but there's too much at stake here. I need this information if I want to save Doki-Doki and find out what really happened to Justin. I'm not hiding anything. I don't know who the Mistwing Phantom is. What Dylan said about this new thief isn't true, it's just coincidence. Only he was ever good enough to get away with robbing an Imperial ship. He? Pedro's thoughts contradict the evidence. No. Thoughts contradict their claim. Okay, you obviously don't think that. Yeah, and how do you know what I really think? Because I can see it, what do you mean? I guess it's this. I don't think you really believe that. One of the people you used to work with was really good, wasn't he? Only he was ever good enough to successfully rob an Imperial ship. Okay, come on, you're kind of revealing your game here. How do you know that? Not can remain concealed from the eye of Horus. Tyrion, don't joke around right now. I'm not. Rika, this person is dangerous. You don't know that. How can you say that? He attacked your friend. I keep telling you, that's not what happened. The Mistwing Phantom isn't a threat to anyone. Whoever they are, they were just trying to survive. They didn't kill Justin, they're not dangerous. This? Rika, the Mistwing Phantom stole something important from a ship owned by the Crown Prince. He did? He stole several high-capacity arcane crystals. Those crystals could be used to construct an explosive powerful enough to destroy a city block. Why do you think Lucius Stone has been blockading the city for the last few days? I know you're just trying to do the right thing, but whoever the Phantom is, their actions could have unimaginable consequences for the city. How can I trust you? What? How can I trust you? You just disappeared into the forest after the execution. I thought you were dead. The execution? Was his mom executed? And then 10 years later, you show up in the paper working for some shady lawyer. He said his mom was murdered, so I assume some kind of like mystery. But it could be that she just like was incriminated for some crime, and she was like executed. This is still in safety at the trial yesterday, and you're even friendly with his daughter. I can't trust you. What am I supposed to think? How am I supposed to trust you? This one probably, right? I'm sorry, there's nothing I can say to make up for that. I know I've changed a lot, but believe me when I say that I want to save you and the city. Please, Rika, I need you to tell me who this serial robber is. I can't defend Draken or stop Lucio unless I know that. Okay, I'll trust you. We did it! I successfully persuaded Marcerca Tudor. Stories started spreading around after you went missing. People heard about how a single mother was executed while the city watch forced her child to watch. I'm sorry. I get that the nobility is they're really bad, okay? They're really mean guys. Why would they force your child to watch? That seems very extra. What? Things already weren't great here, but I think that was the tipping point. No one trusted the city watch after that, and the crime in the city slowly got worse and worse. Merchants were constantly getting robbed and attacked. One by one, they started pulling out of the city. It wasn't long before the only person who could do business here was a Duke of Commerce, the one merchant with enough armed forces to protect his goods. Jobs became scarce, and the ones that existed had terrible conditions. But all the people turned to crime to survive, so a bunch of us at the orphanage decided we might as well ride the wave. We started robbing Von Sanctus's ships. Honestly, it was all Justin. It was just a distraction. With some help from the other orphans, I'd use my evocation magic and put on an act to spook the guards. While they were chasing us around, Justin would slip onto the merchant's ships to take what we needed. At first, we only took the food and clothes we needed to survive, but we realized we could actually make a lot of gold by stealing Von Sanctus's goods and selling them on the black market. Justin had a real talent for breaking into the more guarded ships. He learned a lot about artificer from some books we stole, and he learned how to bypass Von Sanctus's security. He slipped in and out of the ships without being seen or triggering any alarms. They called him the Mistweaving Phantom. Did they call him that, or just you? Hey, the titles I come up with are catchy. Do you remember that name I came up with when we were kids? Yeah, I remember. Not can remain concealed from the eye of Horus. So you were the one who came up with that? Okay. Okay, so we're saying that he was the Phantom? Or yeah. Huh. But he doesn't know any magic, right? Wait, but from your story, it sounds like I think Justin was the thief that everyone's talking about. I told you, didn't I? The thief who broke into Mr. Draken's office didn't attack Justin. He was Justin. But then, who attacked him? I don't know. Maybe it was the rat. Maybe there's some sort of magic that can turn you into a rat, and that's who the killer was. The victim was the Mistweaving Phantom this entire time? That's the only lead I had to identify the murderer. But if Justin was the one who robbed the office that morning, why would someone attack him? Who else would be up on the catwalk? I got him that job, you know? All those years ago, one of our heists didn't go as planned, and we were all arrested. Justin told me to take a plea deal by letting him take the fall. I was scared of losing everything, so I agreed. When we finally got released from the dungeon, I begged Mr. Draken to hire him. I thought I could make it up to him. Then I started hearing about all the robberies happening in the harbor. He matched so closely to the reports back then, but I really didn't want to believe it was him. He had his job at the refinery. He didn't have to steal to survive anymore. Okay, I'm sorry. So we're saying that a couple years back, this guy was arrested for being the Mistweaving Phantom because he stole from ships and stole a bunch of shit. And then he's released a few years later, and instantly thefts start happening again, and people are calling it the Mistweaving Phantom. And no one other than you has figured out that it was him? Really? But I guess he just couldn't help himself. You were just trying to help him, and now he's dead. If Justin was a serial robber, why was he robbing the Union offices? That's right. What? Justin wasn't just robbing the merchant ships this time, he also stole administrative documents from the Union offices. Why would he do that? I assume that the Mistweaving Phantom was part of a larger plot, and that could still be true. Justin wasn't working alone, he must have been saving those documents for someone. And whoever that person was, they've been filling these false reports of insurrection. Maybe his accomplice betrayed him to keep him quiet. He just robbed an Imperial ship that morning. Rika, do you know who he was working for? Did he say anything to you? He didn't, but I know some people he might have talked to. There were some other kids from the orphanage we used to run our robberies with. They're always hanging around the beach area. They like playing around the abandoned houses there. An abandoned house on the coastline. Are you going to be okay? I can go there with you if you'd like. No, it's okay. You've done more than enough. Just be careful around them. They can get in your face sometimes. It's okay. I have Celeste with me. I left my bodyguard. I wasn't too worried. Thanks for being honest with me, Rika. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay? Hey, is what she said true? Did City Watch really... Did all that really happen to you? Yeah. I've never been really pushy lately. No, you've been nothing but kind of patient with me. I'm really sorry I snapped at you yesterday. You were looking out for me. You didn't deserve that. I've just never seen you like this before. I've been really worried. I really thought I moved past all this, but it's like everything that happened is replaying in my head. Do you want to talk about it? I think I just want to focus on the case. Tyrion, you're not okay. I know, but I have a job to do. I can't afford to fall apart now. We can talk about everything once this is all over. I can handle this until then. Okay. But I'm always here if you need to talk. He's so nice. Thanks. I'm really glad that I get to work with you. These cases wouldn't be nearly as bearable if you weren't here with me. Of course. I love doing this job with you. I really hope you know that. For the first time in the last few days, I've cracked a smile. Okay, let's get going. It's time to move to the old abandoned house. We arrived at my old abandoned house. From far away, I could already tell that it had fallen into a state of disrepair. My mother had always kept her home hidden from the city. I guess she really liked her privacy. It didn't seem like anyone was living there, but the front door was hanging open. Some looters must have gone to it at some point. Tyrion, are you okay? Yeah, let's look around. I wiped my eyes and began looking around. I suddenly heard the sound of glass breaking. I rushed over to the other side of the house and spotted 2 young teenagers throwing rocks at it. The shattered remains of a window were lying on the ground. Ha, nice one, Gavin. Gavin Gorram, a local punk who liked to stir up trouble. I remember him from when I used to live here. It seems that not a lot has changed. One of the teens, apparently named Gavin, noticed us approaching. We got company. Huh? I also remember him. Back then, whenever Gavin was caught in trouble, I was never far behind. It seems not a lot has changed there either. I stared blankly at the broken glass lying on the ground. I just stood there for a moment. I felt like I wanted to say something, but nothing came out of my mouth. Instead, I found myself storming towards them. Hey, what the hell do you want? Ah, what the hell? Before I even realized what I was doing, I threw a punch right into Gavin's face. My eyes were slowly tearing up. I was seeing red. I grabbed Gavin by the collar and lifted him off the ground. Get the hell away from my house! Tyrion? Oh, you want to go? Ah, if you come looking for trouble, you sure found it. Okay, let's all calm down and stay out of this, you little shit. That comment sobered my rage immediately. I just stepped away from the individual bloodbath. Excuse me? What, you got caught in your ears or something? Yes, actually. Why don't you go and repeat what you said? I said stay out of this, you little shit. Celeste? Yes? I'm sorry for losing my temper back there. I didn't mean to drag you into this. It's okay, you're going through a lot right now. Celeste? Yeah? I think you might have overdone it a bit. Nah. Celeste? Yeah? I don't think he's breathing. Just give him a second. The very bruised and broken form of Gavin began sputtering and wheezing as he regained consciousness. See, he's perfectly fine. You're fine. Brad jumped when our attention turned to him. He was just standing there the whole time? His legs were trembling, but he was too frozen by fear to run away. Don't bother running. Even with a head start, I'll catch up to you. Eep! Anyways, these two are probably Justin's former delinquent friends, right? Are you okay with talking to them? Yes, of course. My emotions were a mess. I'd completely forgotten why we came here in the first place. Would you two happen to the young man who died at the refinery yesterday? These guys are after Justin? He's already dead, ain't he? After Justin, did the bad thing we were sent on someone else's behalf? It might not hurt to play the part to get the information we needed. Don't worry, we're not going to hurt you. We're not going to hurt you anymore. We'd like to ask you a few questions about Justin. Yeah, sure, man. Whatever you want. Alright, you two talk. Gavin's shoulder is bent at a weird angle. I might need to pop his shoulder back into place. It was a little disturbing how nonchalantly she could say things like that. I really wish I could have avoided returning to this house. The wood was dirty, but otherwise in good condition. So much time must have passed since it was last year. Darn it all, I felt a headache coming on. The view of the sea was just as I remembered. It was probably the only thing that hadn't changed since I left Ornax. Oh, she's happy now again. What's this? It's an attorney's runestone. It proves that I'm a certified attorney. Oh, you're like one of those criminals lawyers. Well, I didn't see nothing, man. I'll take the sign if the eye taker needs me to. The eye taker? That's fine. Hey, you look kind of familiar. Are you from here? No, I'm just visiting. I could have sworn I seen you in the paper. I can't remember what the article was. You're mistaken. I just have one of those faces. Really? I don't see many blondes around. Who the hell is that girl? She's my bodyguard. Oh, I get it. She's your muscle. He wasn't exactly wrong about that. What can you tell me about this? Sorry, man. I don't know nothing about that. You appear to be telling the truth. I'll just talk to him. What can you tell me about Justin Away? According to a witness we spoke to, you two seem to be friends. Friends is kind of pushing it. We used to hang back in the day, but we don't know more. It was weird when he started talking to us again. I thought you left for good. But he started talking to you again. Why? We didn't go looking for him. He just showed up here. He said he needed to stay at the hideout for a while. I cursed under my breath. I couldn't believe these people were living in my house. You know he's dead, right? You don't exactly need to go looking for him. Are they still trying to collect on his debts? Justin had some debts? Who are they to? White apparently thought that we were sent on behalf of someone. And from what I'd seen, Justin apparently owed a debt to this person. If this person was some kind of criminal, could they have been his accomplice in the robberies? Does Justin tell you who he owed his debt to? Nah, man, he didn't say nothing. Then he'd walk me too if I told him the truth. So he did know. There's no point in playing dumb. Just tell us what he told you. Did he give you a name? Answer the question. The Eye Taker. He owed the gold to the Eye Taker. The Eye Taker? Was that some kind of street name? It sounded familiar for some reason. I could check the feeling that I heard it somewhere before. The Eye Taker. What can you tell me about the Eye Taker? Is this a test or something? Yes. Well, it ain't a secret. He's the criminal kingpin of this region. Anything that happens here happens under his watch. Justin had did this to a crime lord. What, was that why you returned to your life for crime? How did they get into contact? It was when he was locked up in the dungeons. He made a deal with the eye taker shot caller there. Justin didn't say much about it, but I think he got into something deep while he was serving his time. The eye taker bailed him out, but I ran the debt that he'd be collected when he got out. I see. Knowing how the dungeons were, he might have needed the eye taker's protection to survive in there. Justin was a remarkable thief. The eye taker must have seen that. I could imagine a number of reasons why a crime lord might want to stir up trouble, but I needed something more concrete. The eye taker. Did fucking did you come up with that name? The eye taker? Or does he literally take eyes? You said that Justin was staying in the house. Do you know what he was doing here? I don't know, man. I don't ask nothing. I guess he was back to being the Mistweaver Phantom. Is there anything you can tell me? I don't know. I guess it was kind of weird that he always leave the house but never enter it. What? Kevin said the same thing the other day. We always saw him leave through the front door, but we never saw him enter it. Is there some kind of underground entrance? Was Justin sneaking past him? But why would he only do that when he entered the house? Look, that's all I saw. I didn't see the magic cat. I didn't see nothing. I blinked for a moment and took a slow deep breath. What do you mean about magic cat? Are they going to off me because I saw it? I had to massage my temples. I felt a migraine coming on. Yeah, just tell me what you saw. Son of a... I told you to brace yourself. Popping your shoulder back in isn't exactly painless. Alright, fine. I saw the magic cat, okay? What magic cat? I started walking to the house last week. It looked gross, so I peeked in to see what it was doing. And I saw it. I saw that cat put something in that box using magic. That stuff was crazy. I still don't believe it. Okay, was I right earlier? I was joking. I said as a joke that, like, someone turned into a rat and killed him. But if we're saying that a cat was using magic, I think that might actually be true. Like, there's some kind of spell that can turn you into an animal or something. And there was the migraine. Okay, what did this cat look like? It didn't have any hair. It kind of looked like a piece of raw meat. It didn't have any hair, you say. Just like how the rodent was hairless, right? A hairless animal. Kind of looked like a piece of raw meat. He's just expecting to believe he saw a hairless cat casting magic. It was completely... Yeah, I remember. If you weren't yelling at that animal, I might have not have even noticed him. There was an animal up on the catwalk too. It is called the catwalk. It looks like some kind of hairless rodent, but it was abnormally large. Oh, so he's just stupid. He just thought it was a rodent, but it was actually a cat, right? Is that what we were saying? He was probably shooing it away. The cat was at the refinery when Justin died. The magic cat was at the scene of the murder. Hey, Tyrion, I hope the noise wasn't too... Oh, are you okay? What did you say to him? I didn't say nothing. He just got like that. Show me this box. Sure, whatever you say, man. It was obvious he was just seeing things. Commoner mistook natural phenomena for magic all the time. Probably just thought he saw a magic spell. And the cat just happened to be there. I was under a lot of stress. I almost let myself believe his wild story. It was honestly kind of funny when I thought about it. There was no way this magic cat created. Another not a migraine. It might just be an aneurysm. I still more busted up than I remember. I walked up to the metal container and tried to open it. The lock was broken, but the metal was so bent that the chest was stuck closed. I spotted something lodged in one of the metal crevices of the chest. Oh! Okay, so... so it did say Vieta. From... Oh no, I thought it said Virgile. Because it says VI. I thought it said Virgile, because that's the only VI. But Vieta. Is there someone named Vieta? Who is Vieta? Vieta. Wait, is that a cat color? Is the name of the cat Vieta? So let's please scan the room for magical traces. Focus on the metal box. Okay. Oh wow, there's traces of conjuration all over this metal chest. Cool, cool. Large dented metal container. It's stuck shut. There are traces of conjuration magic all over it. Can't you open it because you're like the fucking crimson demon or whatever? I just lay on the floor motionless. Tyrion? The magic cat cast a spell on the magic box. The magic cat cast a spell on the magic box. So we cool? Yes, Rat, we cool. Cool. Rat floated back out of the house, puzzled by everything. Tyrion, are you okay? I responded with something between a groan and a sob. Okay, you need a break. Let's get you out of here. She lifted me with one arm and began carrying me out of the house like a sack of grain. I normally object, but at this point my spirit just surrendered to whatever was happening. She brought me to the nearby harbor and placed me on a bench overlooking the ocean. There you go, just breathe in that ocean breeze. I just muttered something incoherent in response. But I admitted that the air was nice here. It brought me back to happier memories. I closed my eyes and took it in a deep breath. Oh my god. It's probably nothing. It's so cute. Hi there, is it the cat? She probably just saw a cute animal in the docks. Her voice seemed to rise an octave higher. It was rare. She was never really one to fawn over animals. She really only got like that whenever she saw a cat. A cat. A cat! Oh my god, it's so ugly. Hi, kitty. Meow. Back, you brute. Away with you. Oh my goodness, look at this tiny little angel. This one recognizes royalty when she sees it. Meow? A lot this time. Hey, Celeste, she looks like a stray. She might let you pet her if you give her some food. I am not a stray, I'm really independent. I was taking everything I had to just stay calm. I really needed Celeste to leave. You know, they're probably selling some tuna by the fish market nearby. Oh yeah, because you don't want her to know that you can read minds. I'm sure she'll appreciate it. I didn't even think of that. I'll be right back. Don't scare her off, okay? Of course. I see you watch her as she skipped towards a fish market. Are we gonna call a cat to testify in the courtroom? I waited long enough to make sure that she was out of earshot. Alright, you little bastard. What did you do to Justin Way? Yeah, what's this then? That voice. I've only met one other person who could talk to me like this. How are you speaking to me right now? It's a rare gift. I can see the thoughts of any creature, not just the humans. And for some reason, animals were always able to understand me too. Oh! Okay. So you can talk to animals. And animals can speak English. Okay, sure. Maybe understanding their language allowed me to communicate with them properly. Either that or I was finally losing my mind. I honestly wasn't sure at this point. Who are you? Why have you been breaking into my house? That question definitely drew some looks from the people passing by. I've been known by many names, but you may call me Queen, peasant. Queen. Occupation, cat, age 8. As for your house, you need to be more specific. I break into a lot of people's houses. Okay, she's not... Is she speaking out loud? Because this isn't in yellow. I was tired and frustrated, but this had to be a blessing in disguise. The Eye of Horse only saw truthful thoughts. Animals couldn't lie to me. Despite how articulate they could sound, they were still simple in comparison to humans. Also, what did you mean when you said that only one other person could talk to you like this? Who was that? Was that Eris? Or was that like Lucio's Tailwind? Or... Okay, let's start from the top. Why did we get to the refinery yesterday morning? Had a building with all those metal constructs? I was keeping watch over that boy. I need to make sure he completed his task. Are you the eye taker? Or how do you know what his task was? Because I gave it to him. What? I gave him the task to rob those documents from the Stephanic Dragon. But, what? I just incoherently stammered for a while before clapping my hands together to stop myself. I took another long, deep breath. Why would a cat want something as worthless as a few documents? Worthless? I think we both know those documents are quite valuable in the proper hands. I'm sorry, You say that you're able to talk to any animals. This cat isn't special. So are we saying that in this universe, all animals just have human intelligence? Like, when you talk to other cats, are they as intelligent as this cat is, or is this cat special? If every animal has human intelligence in this world, then I have a lot of questions. I told him he could take the old fool's gold as well, but he left it for some reason. Oh my god, it's such a shame what happened to the boy, but he brought that onto himself. If he had never disobeyed me, he would still be among the living. I felt that migraine returning. What's this? Some kind of trinket? Her body suddenly froze. She was staring at the small ray of sun being reflected from my runestone. So you seek to torment me again, you luminous orb. She merely pounced where the light is with the ground, and tried to pot the circle of light. Her tiny paws were trying to grasp what wasn't there. Curse your ethereal form. I'll find a way to slay you, you spectre. She darted from spot to spot as I slowly angled my runestone. This is kind of fun. I've only met one other human that reminds me of you. The world is quite a curious place. We should talk about someone who looked like me? Did this cat meet my mother before she died? Obviously she means someone who could talk to her. She just said that. Come on. There are two types of creatures in this world. Those who eat and those who are eaten. I can't believe that Predator hasn't slain you yet. She's very nice once you get to know her. Well, she does know to revere me. I'll give her that. She didn't seem that interested in what I was trying. Okay, I don't think she'll care about anything else. Read this. Okay, not even. Are you saying that you're the one who murdered Justin Way? Well, it was my device that pushed him from that platform. What kind of device was it? Oh, okay. What did it do exactly? It allowed him to move from one location to another. Oh. A teleportation device? They were quite instrumental to the job he was completing. There was a flash of magical light centered on this position. It blew apart the guardrail. The problem is that I'm almost sure it wasn't a spell. It's the effect of some sort of artificery. This device must have been some kind of artificery machine. I think it's missing an eye here on Artificery. That at least explained how she was casting magic. He needed to simply follow the plan. Instead, he tried to betray me at the last moment. He even tried to pull me in with him. Luckily, the only thing harmed was my neckband. After he was disposed of, I had to complete the job myself. Luckily, the boy already unlocked. Sorry, I have to take this. What? She didn't respond. She simply looked up at the sky distracted. As I took her that she was, her understanding was still limited. I would need to work out what she really meant on my own. What was the function of Queen's artificer device? Let him move around from one location to another? Queen's device allowed the wearer to teleport. The device had been allowing Justin to teleport. No wonder he'd been so elusive. The security system that he bypassed were designed to keep mages from teleporting in, but didn't stop people from teleporting out. Oh, sure? I guess? Sure. He must have used his skills at the Mistweaver found him a break in. He didn't use his device to make an instantaneous getaway. But if I wanted to use this in court, I would need physical evidence. What is the artificer device? The ring, right? There had to be something that could identify as the device. But how is the ring? Magical items are more durable and resistant to magical effects. Justin must have been wearing it when he fell into the vat. It dissolved his body, but it couldn't dissolve the magical ring he was wearing. But if he was wearing it when he died, that could only mean one thing. You didn't kill Justin away, did you? No, when did I ever say that? He spoke so articulately that I almost forgot. Animals tend to be extremely literal compared to humans. Sure, he said that Justin died because he disobeyed you. What exactly did he do? He used the device when he wasn't supposed to. He didn't disappear like he usually did. Instead, there was an explosion of energy. What do you mean when he wasn't supposed to? I was almost caught by it. I barely escaped the blast. Wait, he tried to teleport while he was on the catwalk? Why would he do that? I have no idea. The results speak to how foolish that was. Regardless of why, that must have been the magical effect that Rika and the Crown Prince saw. They didn't see him getting blasted with a spell. That someone cast a spell on himself using his ring. But how would that destroy the guardrail? Did the ring malfunction and create a small explosion? No, something like that should have still left traces of magic, and there weren't any on the catwalk. I don't even know exactly what kind of magic the ring could cast. Only the Inquisition had access to mages who could analyze it. I'll be showing show it to the prince! I'll be showing my hand to Stillwind, but I didn't have a choice if I wanted to use this in court. Thank you for answering my questions, Queen, but I have one last question. Who are you really working for? What are you on about? I'm the brains of this operation. Do you expect me to believe that you're behind these false reports of insurrections? I don't concern myself with the minutiae of my underlings. All you need to know is that I'll be standing at the top of the city by the end of this. I knew it. She may not have been able to lie, but she was grossly misunderstanding her role in this. But someone trained you, didn't they? You knew what the objective was. Trained? I'm insulted. I was debriefed. It's quite strange, really. He spoke to me in the same way that you are now. What? In any case, it seems I must be going now. He seems quite anxious about you. Wait, stop! I tried to grab her, but she carefully leapt over me. She pivoted. Okay, so that's bad, because now whoever is the culprit will know about you. She pivoted off my back before landing softly on the bench behind me. I've tried again in 10 years, boy. Laughing triumphantly, she scurried away into the city. Oh, come on, I told you not to scare her off. So that's our back, wheeling a 10-foot-long tuna in a wheelbarrow. I blinked at it for a moment before looking back at the city. There are more important things to focus on right now. Whoever was behind this had been speaking to that cat, and I was using an ability similar to mine. Was there someone else in it, or an axe who could use the Eye of Horus? If I caught her before she ran, I would have been able to get more information out of her. Are you okay? There's no helping it. I just need to work with the only lead I had. We need to talk to Stillwind. Can someone tell me why the mage girl is roasting a giant fish outside? Ignore that, Orm. What did the diviner say? Turn out the kid was right. That brings artificery, and it's pretty sophisticated too. It's functionally gonna scramble with the chemicals in that vat, but we were able to figure out that it triggers 2 spells. 2 spells? Yeah, one spell teleports a caster, the other summons a target to their location. The cat? Or any target. Allows the caster to teleport to any position within 100 miles. Any position? How does it work? How do you teleport to a place you don't know exists? Like, whatever. If the caster targets a spell focus or magic circle designed to receive teleportation, the range at which they can teleport is unlimited. Okay. If the position that the caster tries to teleport is occupied by any physical object, then we briefly appear at the position before the spell fails. What? What do you mean? If the position that the caster tries to teleport is occupied by any physical object, they may briefly appear at that position before the spell fails. I don't understand what that means. If they appear at the position of a physical object, wouldn't they just die? Wouldn't they be like fucking transplanted by the object? And what do you mean by the spell fails? Like they teleport for 1 second and then they come back to where they teleported from? Summon. Allows the caster to summon an object to a position within 15 feet of them. An object. The target object must be attuned to the caster's magic using a spell focus. If the target position is occupied by any physical object, The summoned object might briefly appear out of position before the spell fails.
So obviously he was using this to like steal things.
I'm just confused about this last part on both of the spells. It's kind of weird, honestly. Artificer fitted into your brain usually only has one function. Why is that? Unlike spells cast by a mage, Artificer can intuitively choose what spell to cast. Usually, devices with multiple spells will have some kind of switch or multiple buttons. What about our runestones? They project the visual interface you use. Yes, but a system as sophisticated as that wouldn't fit in a ring like this. Either way, Justin must have been using the ring to teleport away from his crimes. But what was the function of the second spell? It's the steal stuff, right? You know what target the summoning spell is linked to? No idea. It wasn't physically damaged, but the magic's too disrupted. It's been fading since the accident too. We're lucky we could even identify the spells at all. If I could have figured this out a day later, it might have been too late. Which raises the question as to how you figured this out. It's a long story. Mr. Cuthbert, it was my research that allowed you to analyze the ring in the first place. I believe I deserve to know why. Fair point, but I'll only tell you on one condition. I don't want Masurika Tudor to be implicated in any of the crimes of the misreading phantom. Fine, but only if he isn't the phantom herself. She's not. It was Justin Way. What? How certain are you of this? I'm fairly sure. It follows everything I've learned so far. The prosecutor cursed under her breath. That only means the location of the Crown Prince cargo has been lost with him. Oh, speak of the devil. From behind Stillwind, the Crown Prince began impressing us eagerly, but he paused when he noticed her. Okay, I know it's me, but I can't eat this much fish by. Oh. Just for that she saw the Crown Prince approaching Stillwind. The Crown Prince had told us earlier how much Stillwind hated him. The prosecutor raised an eyebrow at all of us. You probably saw the look on her faces. What are y'all looking at? She slowly turned her head before completely whipping around at the sight of the Crown Prince. Your Majesty, why is he here? What? Last thing I want to do is disturb you during your work, but I want to see you. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's just stupid. Okay. I looked over the commander. He looked like he wanted to pull out a bag of popcorn. I want to apologize to you in person. I can't believe they're pulling you into this nonsense with the arcane crystals. No, it's my duty as your queen. Sorry, I meant wife. Fiancé? Oh boy. So I can't believe they're stirring up so much trouble over this. How difficult is it to find one giant chest? Wait a minute. Where is the Crown Prince's stolen cargo? The giant chest you mentioned didn't look like this, did it? No. It was definitely made from a different material, and it wasn't nearly so damaged. Although, this chest is suspiciously large. You know what was inside it? No, it was too dented, we couldn't open it. It might be worth looking into. There's an old abandoned house near the forest along the ocean side. You'll find it there. Orm, since you clearly have so much time this time, I'm gawking. You'll be personally responsible for looking into this suspicious container. And she's back. What was that? Nothing. Thank you much, Lady Stillwind. I already know you're busy with Von Sanctus's trial. Oh, well, the Stone Sermon is related to the trial. What? Oh, I meant... Are you okay? The Crown Prince stepped closer to her, a concerned look in his face. Is it just me, or is it absurdly hot in here? Okay. Really? I don't feel anything. Although your face is looking a little flushed right now. Oh, scared lord, no. It's fine, really. You still look as beautiful as always. Ah! This fuck is actually... I'm going to get some, water? Yes. The stone was the prosecutor nearly walked into a pool before scurrying away to a nearby washroom. I should have the Crown Prince exhaled. I'm sorry you two had to see that. What? As I said before, she absolutely detests me. You saw it, didn't you? She could barely look me in the eye. Oh my god. I suppose you missed it. She does tend to be subtle about her feelings. As subtle as a brick to the face. Anyways, I cleared proof that the guardrail broke because of Justin's actions. Not Draken's negligence. That somehow felt unsatisfying in a way. I still never found out who Queen was working with. It felt like such a massive piece of a puzzle. It may have just been my arrogance, but I never imagined I wouldn't catch him. I could just investigate him after the trial was done. My resources would be limited as an attorney. Is this really okay? Hey. Hi. I'm just checking in. You look really tired. Sorry. Don't apologize. You've been running yourself ragged since we got up. I guess it is getting late. Let's head back to the room for now. I can work through everything we've learned there. We're right back at the tavern room. The lobby was still packed with people waiting for the blockade to end. Oh, it's still up? Wait, how did we go to the courtroom? Was the judge also in the city? I imagine that we went to like the capital or whatever for the court. But I guess the judge just happened to be in the city also if we held a trial here. Despite myself, the soft mattress of the bed was just too appealing. I could probably work through all of this while lying down. The soft linens felt like a cloud was trying to engulf me. Oh, I need to focus. I couldn't... What was I thinking about again? Oh, sleep. I fell asleep immediately. Are we gonna have a spooky dream? Come on, put your backs into it. It's stuck pretty tight, sir. We might need the mage to me to open. But why use magic when some elbow grease will do the trick? Come on, open, you piece of junk. Is there someone inside? Huh, didn't I tell you? All I thought was a little... Boss? We need to get out of here. What? Everyone, get out. We need to get as far away from this thing as possible. I'm here. What happened? The kid was right. The energy cells were in there. But someone rigged another device to it. It could be a bomb. I'm going to take a look at it. Are you crazy? I just told you it could be a bomb. If it's allowed to detonate, we'll lose any evidence pointing to who did this. Next time, we may not be so fortunate. Then I'll go. Commander, you can't possibly expect me to. Hey, I'm just looking out for myself. There's a long list of people ahead of my head if I let the future queen get blown up. We'll go together then. What? I just said, with all due respect, Commander, you're not great with artistry. With the two of us there, we'll stand a better chance. A compromise in an agreement where neither party is pleased. Like, have it your way. Another nightmare overtook my sleep. I clutched a note tightly in my hands as I read it. I'm sorry, Tyrion. There was so much that I wanted to tell you, so much that I wanted to show you, but I'm afraid I was never meant to walk this path with you. This world is bleak, merciless, and unforgiving, but don't let it extinguish the flickering flame I can see within you. Use my eyes, peer beyond the divine gate just as I once did. Use it to build your own path to happiness. Her eyes? I don't understand. It didn't matter. All I had to do was stop the execution. If I could just distract the knights long enough, I could save her, and we could run away. We'd have to abandon her home, but there was nothing she couldn't do. I tried to sprint towards Gala, but a knight grabbed me by my arm and lifted me back. Hey kid, you can't cross this point. I tried to break his grip by striking him with my bare fist. It just fruitlessly clanged against his plated armor. Hey, stop that. I wasn't doing anything, but I was in a frenzy. I just threw punch after punch. My knuckles were starting to bleed. Having had enough, the knight pinned me to the ground. Down, kid. I was probably struggling against him to no avail. In this position, I had no choice but to watch what was happening. Wait, stop! I made eye contact with my mother one last time. Her body went limp. I stared blankly at the hanging corpse. No, this isn't... Mom? I held her note tightly in my hands, paper nearly crumbling in my grip. I felt a comforting yet fleeting warmth from it. I was all alone now. Tyrion? Celeste? I snapped back awake. It was just another nightmare. It took me a while before I realized that tears were streaming down my face. I hurriedly tried to bring up my sleeve to wipe them away, but I realized that Celeste was firmly gripping my hand. What? Why are you... sorry. You're kind of shouting in your sleep. You seemed to calm down whenever I held your hand, so I've been doing that. Oh. Was that what you were doing last time when you were embarrassed? Tyrion, are you okay? I know you're not, but it's fine. It's not fine. Does it have something to do with what happened to your mom? For the last 2 nights, you've been calling out for her in your sleep. Please, just talk to me. I don't have many people in my life after I left Ornax. I only have Miss Tamora, and my mother's death had always weighed heavily on her too. But Celeste has been there since I started my career. I guess that is true. Like a month ago or something. It all happened a long time ago. I lived here together with my mother in that old house. She was a merchant and a mage. Your mom was a mage? I guess the gift of magic skipped my generation. I could never use it. About 10 years ago, my mother's business partner was found murdered, and they found traces of magic at the crime scene. I thought that your mom did it. Mr. Moore was my mom's attorney at the time. She did everything she could, but they couldn't find the real killer. I tried to stop her execution, but my voice started breaking. Tyrion. I'm sorry, Celeste. What? I was saving people from being killed like my mother was. I thought I finally moved on. I'm back in Ornax, and these feelings are just as fresh in my mind as they were back then. What was she like? What? What was your mom like? I thought of her for a moment. She was amazing. She raised me by herself while working as a fortune teller. Fortune teller? I know how it sounds, but she wasn't a scam artist. People would come to her with all sorts of problems. They'd tell her all about their relationship issues, their financial troubles, even their existential crises. By the time she pulled a single tarot card, she already knew exactly what they needed to hear. Tarot readings are funny like that. You can assign any meaning you want to them. Sometimes she did them for me too. Okay, so she didn't know divination magic, I guess. I always had something on my mind back then, stupid kid stuff. She always knew just what to say to make me feel better. It wasn't until years afterwards I realized she had the Eye of Horus too. You mean when she left you the note saying that she left you her eyes? Or I think she always felt bad that she was working all the time. On her days off, she'd always take me out with her. We did that at restaurants. We played chess by the dock. She's the one who taught me how to play. Sometimes we'd sail out at night and watch the light of the city. Those memories are still happy for me, but they remind you of what you lost. Yeah. I still feel like I'm the same powerless kid from 10 years ago. I'm really sorry, Celeste. I know I've been thinking that on you. I get it. I know what it's like to lose someone like that. If it weren't for you, I'd still be trapped in that terrible night. You gave me my life back. Celeste clasped my hands within hers. It was warm and comforting. Has been the warmth I've been feeling for the last few nights. I know you're dealing with a lot right now, but just let me be here for you. I could feel myself dozing off, but I had to stand myself awake. Sorry, the last few days have been a lot. It's okay, just rest now. I'll stay with you for as long as you need me to. That's nice. Yawn. I'm also feeling pretty tired though. I'll just rest my eyes a bit. For the first time since I arrived in Ornax, I finally received a good night's rest. I woke up the next morning feeling well rested, almost too much in a way. The pillows and blankets felt like a warm cloud embracing me. I didn't want to leave. Celeste, are you in there? My hand, or are you there? My hand felt warm. Ooh. How preposterous. I could feel my heart stop. Celeste? What do you want? My eyes slowly opened. Through a half-lidded eyes, she scanned her surroundings. That is very, very kawaii. We both immediately jumped out of bed. So you're okay now, right? You seem to be doing better. Yeah, thank you for last night. Words tumbled out of my mouth before I realized how poorly I phrased that. Yeah, I was gonna say. I just cleared my throat. We should get ready for the trial. Yep, the trial. Let's go do that. I lost a lot of time, but it was my own fault for ignoring that my fatigue was so long. I just need to play this by ear. Alright. Is this gonna be the last trial day? I don't think so. Maybe. But yeah, I'm stopping here for now. This game is a lot more like, the story and like the characters and everything, it's a lot more, how do I describe it? It's a lot more like anime, I guess, than Ace Attorney was. But personally, I don't mind. I'm like okay with the anime stuff. I think it's fun. I don't know. This is gonna sound really stupid, but I am honestly bothered by the cat stuff though. I know, I know it's meant to be silly. It's meant to be like, I guess it's kind of like a callback to like the parrot in Ace Attorney, but the idea that every single animal is capable of interacting with humans if they have the Eye of Horus, and every single animal has like close to human intelligence is kind of, I kind of hate that. I don't know. Like, I feel like that would have such massive repercussions on the world if that was true. I don't know. It just seems very strange. But whatever, I guess that is just how this universe works. It's just every animal is completely sentient and has like human intelligence, but whatever. We're a lot of characters now, huh? I don't know if I'm sus of you. Oh, I can drag this. I didn't realize. Oh, look at that. I was sus of you last time, but I'm not sure if I'm sus of you now. Because he did, we did explicitly say that the eye taker was a he. Like Queen referred to him as a he. So presumably it's not you. But if it's a guy, I don't know who it could be. It would have to be one of you two. Yeah, it just has to be, right? Or you. I don't think it is. I don't think it's you, no. There's no way it's you. Could be you, I guess. Maybe. So it's one of you three, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like definitely very suspicious of you, but I feel like you can't be evil. Because the killer in the last case was also an old guy who seemed to be nice on the surface, but like secretly did something bad. So I would be very surprised if they did that again for the next case. But I guess it could be. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, I'm stopping here for now. Wait, what's the Vieta about? At first I thought that was a cat's name, but the cat is named Queen. It's not Vieta. Who's Vieta? Vieta. Is that some kind of code, or? Vieta. Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm done here for now. Yeah, see you next time.